Humans versus Alien Siege. How strategy won the war. The sky was quiet and blue over the city of New Haven. People walking to work, children laughing in the parks. Everything seemed normal and peaceful. But far above, satellites picked up strange signals no one could explain. Military officers stared at their screens with confusion and fear. "What is this?" One officer whispered, his voice shaking. The signals grew stronger and stronger. Then, suddenly, something appeared in the sky. Massive shapes moving silently across the horizon. Hundreds of alien ships, dark and shiny, blocking the sunlight. The city below fell into chaos. Alarms blared. Cars stopped on streets. People ran in every direction. Panic spread like wildfire. Nobody knew what was happening. The government scrambled fighter jets. Jets took off with a roar, chasing the alien ships. But the aliens moved faster, faster than anything humans had ever seen. Lasers shot from the alien ships, hitting buildings. Fires erupted. Smoke rose into the sky. Screams echoed through the streets. Soldiers fired back. But their weapons seemed useless against the alien shields. Civilians hid under tables, in basements, in subway tunnels. Fear gripped everyone. This was not a normal attack. This was something humans had never faced before. A young soldier named Jason watched the city burn from his helicopter, gripping the controls tightly. His heart pounding, he thought of his family. Of everything he loved, he promised himself he would survive. He promised to fight. Meanwhile, in a secret military base, Commander Elena stood before a group of officers. Her face calm, but her eyes sharp. "We have no idea what we are facing," she said, pointing to the screen showing the alien fleet. "But we will find a way. Humans are strong. Humans are smart. We have survived worse. And we will survive this." Her words brought a small spark of hope. A young scientist, Dr. Kiran, looked at the data nervously. "Commander, their ships are not just fast. Their shields are unlike anything we know. Our weapons barely scratch them." Elena nodded. "Then we must think differently. We cannot fight them the way we fight normal enemies. We need strategy. We need brains, not just firepower." She turned to Jason, who had just arrived from the battlefield. "You see patterns, soldier. You notice small things others miss. We need that skill now more than ever." Jason swallowed hard, his hands still shaking, but he nodded, ready to do whatever it took to save humanity. Outside, the aliens began to land. Massive machines touching down in city squares, buildings collapsing under their weight. Humans hiding, trying to escape. The aliens seemed to move with a purpose, scanning the streets, capturing anyone who tried to resist. The air was filled with the sound of metal, fire, and screams, but in the chaos, small groups of humans began to organize. Neighbors helping neighbors, soldiers guiding civilians to safety. Humanity's spirit shone through the darkness. Jason led a group of survivors into an abandoned warehouse, their hearts pounding, but their minds sharp. They noticed that the aliens paused in some areas, studying them, almost as if they were testing human reactions. Jason whispered to the group, "Watch them carefully. Notice everything. We may find a weakness." The group nodded, understanding that survival depended not just on strength, but on observation and strategy. Back at the command center, Elena and Dr. Kiran worked tirelessly, analyzing alien movements. "They avoid certain areas," Kiran said, pointing to a map. "It's almost like they fear something we have. But what?" Elena frowned. "Then we use that. Humans are clever. We find what scares them. And we use it to our advantage." She spoke with confidence, her mind racing, ideas forming faster than the aliens could attack. Meanwhile, Jason's group encountered an alien patrol, small but heavily armed. They froze for a moment, fear gripping them. Then Jason remembered Elena's words. Think, observe. Act. He noticed a pattern in the patrol's movement. Timing their attacks, he whispered instructions. And the group used the environment to avoid direct confrontation. Slowly moving past the aliens, hearts pounding, minds sharp. Proving that strategy and intelligence could match brute force. Night fell, the city in ruins, fires burning, smoke filling the sky. But humans had survived the first wave. Small victories mattered. They had learned that aliens could be studied, that weaknesses could be discovered. Elena looked at the screens, at the human survivors, her eyes full of hope. This is only the beginning, but humanity will fight. Humanity will survive, she said, her voice calm but determined. Jason, looking at the city from the rooftop, felt the same determination. He clenched his fists. We will fight, we will learn, and we will win. The alien ships glimmered in the night sky. Silent but deadly, suspense filled the air. The audience could feel the tension, knowing that this was only the start of a long and dangerous war, and that humanity's cleverness and courage would be tested like never before. The first battle had ended, but the war had just begun. The morning after the first attack was quiet, but the city of New Haven was not peaceful. Smoke still rose from burning buildings, sirens echoed in the streets, and the smell of fire and metal lingered in the air. Humans walked cautiously, helping each other, cleaning rubble, burying the dead, but everyone knew it was only a brief pause before the aliens returned. The military prepared for the next wave, setting up barricades, organizing civilians. Trying to predict alien movements, Commander Elena stood on a high tower, looking at the horizon, her eyes sharp, her mind racing. They will strike again, and we must be ready, she whispered. This time, we must fight smarter, not just harder. Meanwhile, Jason and his small squad moved through the ruined streets. Avoiding alien patrols, every shadow felt dangerous. Every sound made them jump. The first strike had shown them how deadly the aliens could be. They had seen friends die, civilians captured, and destruction everywhere, but Jason was determined to learn, to survive, and to find a way to strike back. Look at them carefully, he said to his squad, pointing at alien patrols. Notice their patterns, how they move, how they attack. Strategy will save us, not brute force. The squad nodded. Adrenaline and fear mixing in their veins. Each step was dangerous. Each corner might hide death, but they pressed on, determined to gather intelligence for the humans' fight. Suddenly, a loud explosion shook the streets. Debris rained down. Screams pierced the air. The aliens had struck again, targeting a human supply depot. Soldiers and civilians were trapped. Fire spread quickly. Jason's squad ran toward the chaos, helping people escape, dodging alien lasers and patrols. Bullets ricocheted, fires roared, fear and courage clashed in every heart. They reached a group of civilians, scared and crying. Jason lifted a child onto his shoulders. Leading them to safety, he felt the weight of responsibility, knowing that one wrong step could mean death for all of them. Back at the command center, Dr. Kiran analyzed alien attack patterns, her fingers flying over the holographic map. Commander, look, she said, pointing at the movement lines of the alien squads. They always strike in the morning, then pause in the afternoon, but they avoid certain streets, as if they are afraid of something. Alana's eyes narrowed. Good observation, Kiran. Humans will use what they fear to fight them. We must prepare traps and make them hesitate. Hesitation is weakness, and humans will exploit it. She turned to the officers, giving orders, her calmness inspiring confidence in those around her. Hope began to grow. Jason's squad reached an abandoned warehouse. Noticing strange alien sensors in the street, small, glowing devices that seemed to scan for movement. "These must be their warning systems," Jason whispered. "Crouching behind crates, we can use them to our advantage. Make them think we are somewhere we are not." The squad nodded. Understanding the plan, they placed small decoys, moved silently, waiting. Every second stretched like an hour. Tension high, the aliens passed by, confused, their patrol disrupted, humans silently celebrating a small victory, realizing that intelligence and careful observation could turn the tide even against overwhelming force. But the victory was short-lived, as another alien squad appeared, faster and stronger than before, lasers cutting through walls. A young soldier screamed as an alien claw struck the ground near him. Shaking the earth, Jason's squad was forced into combat, hiding behind rubble, throwing small explosives, using every trick they had learned. Suspense thickened with every heartbeat. One wrong move could be their last. Civilians ran past them, screaming for help. Chaos and strategy collided in a deadly dance, humans learning quickly, improvising, surviving against the alien siege. Meanwhile, Commander Elena observed the battlefield from a high tower, tracking movements with advanced sensors. "They are adapting," she said, frowning. "Every strike we plan, they learn, they change. But humans can think faster than machines. Humans can adapt. We must use it." She sent orders to multiple squads, coordinating attacks, feeding information to Jason and others in the field. The first real counterattack had begun, humans striking where aliens did not expect, dodging attacks, creating diversions, and winning small battles. Small victories keeping morale alive. As night fell, the first strike's full impact became clear. The city lay in ruins. Fires burned, but humans had survived another day. Civilians were evacuated to safer zones. Soldiers and strategists were exhausted but alive. Jason looked over the streets from a rooftop, seeing the alien ships hovering silently above. Glimmering in the night, he knew the fight was far from over. Suspense fueled the air like electricity. Humans had learned, humans had adapted, and the first strike had shown that strategy could defeat even the most powerful enemy. In the shadows, a young alien commander observed humans moving with intelligence, noting every pattern, sensing that brute force alone might not win this war. This added a layer of suspense, as the audience realizes that humans are not just surviving, they are learning, evolving, and planning, ending Part 2 on a cliffhanger. As the next wave of aliens is already approaching, faster, stronger, more dangerous, and humanity must face it with courage, intelligence, and strategy. The city of New Haven lay in ruins, smoke curling into the sky, the sound of distant explosions echoing across empty streets. Humans moved cautiously, helping each other, repairing barricades, and gathering supplies. But the alien threat was far from over. Scouts reported massive alien patrols moving toward the city center. Commander Elena studied the reports with narrowed eyes, her mind racing. "We have survived their first wave, and their second, but humans need something more. We need an advantage they do not expect," she whispered. Turning to Dr. Kieran, "We must find the secret, the weapon that can turn the tide." Meanwhile, Jason and his squad navigated through the broken streets, stepping carefully over debris, avoiding alien patrols, and helping civilians escape. Every shadow felt dangerous. Every sound made them jump. And the memory of the last strike haunted them. The city had changed, fear now mixed with determination. Jason knew that human courage alone would not win this war. Intelligence and strategy must guide every move. He paused in a dark alley, noticing strange symbols etched into the walls, glowing faintly. "What is this?" he whispered, crouching closer. The symbols pulsed slightly, as if alive. Something about them felt ancient, mysterious and powerful. The squad felt a chill, sensing that this discovery could change everything. Back at the command center, Dr. Kiran examined satellite scans, her face tense. "Commander, I think I found it. An object buried deep underground, ancient, possibly alien in origin. Energy readings unlike anything we have seen." Elena leaned closer, her eyes sharp. "Could this be the key? The secret weapon humans need?" Kiran nodded. "It is risky, but if we can control it, it may give humans the advantage. The aliens have likely hidden it for a reason, or feared it themselves." Elena's lips pressed into a thin line. "Then we must find it before they do. Humans will not wait for fear. Humans act. And humans adapt." Jason's squad stumbled upon an underground tunnel, partially hidden beneath rubble. Strange symbols matching the ones he saw earlier glowed faintly along the walls. The air felt thick with energy, almost vibrating. They followed the tunnel deeper, their hearts pounding. Suspense thickening with each step, the passage twisted and turned, sometimes collapsing partially, forcing them to crawl. The sound of distant alien patrols echoed above. The tension was unbearable. Every step could mean discovery or death. Jason held his hand up, signaling silence. The squad moved slowly, every nerve alert. The tunnel finally opened into a massive cavern, glowing with strange light, and at the center stood a massive object, floating slightly above the ground, humming softly. Alien in shape, but somehow familiar. Jason's eyes widened. "Is this the weapon?" he whispered, reaching closer, but Dr. Kiran's voice came through the comlink. "Tense, be careful, Jason. Humans do not know what it can do. It may be dangerous. It may be powerful. Study it first. Act with strategy." The squad circled the object, noticing intricate markings, the energy pulsing in rhythm. Almost like it had a heartbeat, suspense filled the air. A mixture of fear, curiosity, and hope. Jason realized that humans had stumbled upon something beyond imagination. A tool that could change the war, if they could understand it, and survive it. Suddenly, the cavern shook. Dust falling from the ceiling, sensors on Jason's suit alerting. "Aliens are here," he whispered sharply. Adrenaline surging, the squad readied weapons. Shadows moving across the walls. Alien patrols descending into the tunnel, their glowing eyes scanning, lasers ready to fire. The suspense was unbearable. Humans were outnumbered. But Jason remembered Commander Elena's words. Strategy first, strength second. He whispered instructions. "Move to the left. Use the pillars as cover. Make them think we are attacking from the right." The squad nodded. Silent but precise, every movement calculated. The aliens approached, unaware of the humans' plan. The first alien fired, the shot missing Jason by inches. The squad fired small traps, creating diversions. The cavern echoed with the clash of humans and aliens, dust and sparks flying. Jason noticed the aliens hesitated near the weapon. Something about it made them pause, their movements less coordinated. Humans pressed the advantage, using every tool, every trick. To survive and protect the object, suspense reached its peak. The audience could feel each heartbeat, each decision critical, humans learning quickly, adapting faster than the aliens anticipated, proving that intelligence and courage could challenge even the most powerful enemy. Finally, after minutes that felt like hours, the aliens retreated temporarily, unwilling to risk the weapon, leaving humans alone with the glowing object. The squad breathed heavily, hearts racing, adrenaline surging. Jason touched the surface gently, feeling the hum of energy through his fingers. This is the key," he whispered, realizing that humanity had discovered something the aliens feared. A secret advantage. The suspense shifted into hope. But also caution. The object was powerful. mysterious and unpredictable. Humans must learn quickly or risk losing everything. Back at the command center, Alina observed the energy readings with excitement. Humans have found it. The secret weapon. Now we plan. Now we use strategy. Humans will turn fear into power. Humans will survive. Dr. Kiran nodded. The tension still high, but a spark of hope shining through. The audience now fully immersed in the story, knowing that humans had discovered a tool that could change the war. Suspense lingering as the question remained, how would they use it? And would it be enough to defeat the alien siege? The cliffhanger ending promising that the next battle would be even more dangerous. Thrilling and decisive. The night was silent over the ruined city. Fires burning faintly in the distance, smoke curling into the dark sky. Humans moved cautiously through the streets, but the tension was heavier than ever. The alien threat was constant, but now another danger emerged. One humans could never fully predict betrayal. Inside the command center, Commander Elena was reviewing battle plans with her officers. Her face tense. The artifact gives us an advantage. But we must remain careful. Humans can be strong. But humans can also make mistakes, she said quietly, unaware that one of the officers, Lieutenant Voss, had already contacted the aliens. Jason and his squad moved through the city, carrying supplies for the survivors. Their hearts heavy with fatigue, every shadow seemed alive. Every sound could signal death. Civilians clung to them, trusting them with their lives. The squad had grown closer, relying on each other for courage and strength. Suddenly, an explosion rocked the street. Debris flying, humans trapped beneath rubble. Jason shouted orders, helping civilians escape. But a strange detail caught his eye. A soldier nearby seemed hesitant, looking around nervously. Tension built in Jason's chest, instinct telling him something was wrong. Meanwhile, at the command center, Dr. Kiran noticed irregular data patterns, signals being sent to alien ships that should not exist. Commander, I don't understand. Someone is communicating with them. Humans should not be able to bypass our security. Alana's eyes narrowed, realization hitting her. Betrayal. Someone inside is helping the aliens. Fear mixed with determination. Her voice steady. We cannot stop now. Humans must fight. Humans must survive. We will find the traitor and continue. Suspense filled the air, the audience gripping every word, knowing that humans faced not only aliens, but treachery within their own ranks. Back in the city, Jason's squad encountered a massive alien patrol moving faster than usual. As if warned about human positions, lasers cut through walls. Fire spread across abandoned streets. Civilians screamed for help. The squad was forced to split up. Improvising strategies to survive, Jason noticed Lieutenant Voss leading a group of civilians into a dangerous path. Deliberately sending them into the aliens' line of fire, horror gripped Jason. Understanding the betrayal, he shouted, "Stop! He is leading them into danger." But Voss ignored him, disappearing into the smoke. Suspense rising as Jason realized the enemy was not only outside, but inside. In the chaos, humans began to sacrifice themselves to protect others. Soldiers throwing themselves over civilians, shielding them from alien fire. Explosions shaking the ground, tension unbearable. Jason's squad worked tirelessly, using every trick, every trap, every ounce of strategy. Hearts pounding, minds focused, one young soldier, Mara, took a grenade and ran into a group of advancing aliens. Her sacrifice buying precious seconds for the others. Screams echoing, tears mixing with determination, proving that human courage and selflessness could turn fear into power. At the command center, Elena and Dr. Kiran coordinated counterattacks, trying to protect key supply lines, tracking alien movements, and observing human casualties. Humans are strong. Humans are brave. And humans think that is our greatest weapon, Elena whispered, as they discovered Voss's treachery, sending security forces after him. But the aliens had already adapted, using the traitor's intelligence to strike harder. Suspense rising with every second, the audience feeling the tension. Knowing that betrayal had made the enemy more dangerous than ever, Jason confronted Voss in a narrow alley. The traitor smirking, alien tech glowing in his hands. "You can't stop us," Voss sneered. But Jason was calm, every movement precise. "Humans do not give up. Humans survive. Humans fight smarter," he said. And with quick thinking, he used a diversion, confusing Voss and disarming him. But in the struggle, the building above them started collapsing. Debris falling everywhere, Jason shielded the nearby civilians. Feeling the weight of responsibility, another human sacrifice saved lives. Suspense peaking as every second became critical. As night fell, the first major wave of betrayal ended. Voss captured, the aliens temporarily retreating. Humans mourning their losses, the air thick with smoke. Grief and determination. Jason looked over the city, exhausted but alive. Seeing fire still burning, survivors moving cautiously, knowing the war was far from over. Elena spoke over the comlink. This was a painful lesson. Humans face enemies outside and inside, but we adapt, we survive, and we fight. Humanity will not break. Suspense lingered, the audience on edge, feeling the emotional weight of sacrifice and the thrill of human resilience. In the shadows, alien forces regrouped, observing human sacrifices, learning, adapting, knowing that the humans had strategies, courage, and unity. The tension rising for the next confrontation. The cliffhanger ending promising that the coming battles would test humans even more, challenging not only their strength, but their hearts, minds, and spirit, showing that in the war for survival, strategy, courage, and sacrifice were humans' greatest weapons. The city of New Haven was scarred and broken, smoke rising from every street, fires burning in abandoned buildings, and the distant hum of alien ships filled the sky. But humans were no longer just surviving. They were learning, observing, planning, each day building knowledge, courage, and strategy. Commander Elena gathered her officers in the command center, her face set, her eyes sharp. The aliens think they have us, that humans are weak and desperate. But they are wrong. Humans are smart. Humans adapt. And humans fight with intelligence. Today, we turn the tide. Her voice echoed, hope and determination filling every officer's heart. Meanwhile, Jason and his squad moved through the city's ruins, carrying intelligence reports, scanning alien patrols, and coordinating with other human squads. Every step was careful, calculated, each action designed to test alien patterns and weaknesses. The squad had grown stronger, more confident, knowing that survival depended on observation and quick thinking. Jason noticed a repeating pattern in the alien patrols, a rhythm to their attacks, a slight hesitation in certain areas. "We can use this," he whispered to Mara and the others. "We can lure them, confuse them, make them vulnerable." Suspense building with every word. Every heartbeat, Dr. Kieran worked tirelessly in the lab, analyzing alien technology, their weapons, shields, and communication devices. "Commander, if we can disrupt their signals even briefly, humans can create openings, force the aliens into mistakes, then strike where they are weakest," she said. Pointing at a holographic map, Elena nodded. "Good? Humans use every advantage, every trick. Humans will fight with brains, not just bullets." Plans were set in motion. Squads deployed, decoys placed, traps prepared. Tension thick as every human knew the risk. The aliens were powerful, deadly, and unpredictable. Jason's squad moved to a deserted industrial area. perfect for the trap, large structures creating shadows and cover. Supplies hidden for quick use. The squad tested their plan one more time, rehearsing movements, timing attacks, and coordinating signals. Remember, Jason said quietly, humans survive by thinking. Humans win by acting together. One mistake could cost everything, but one success could change the war. The suspense was unbearable. The audience could feel every heartbeat, every decision critical. Suddenly, the first alien patrol entered the area, scanning for humans. Their glowing eyes piercing the darkness, lasers cutting through walls. But the humans were ready, hidden, watching carefully. Every movement calculated. The patrol paused, unsure. Confusion spreading as decoys moved in multiple directions, humans striking only when necessary. Traps activating, explosions creating chaos. The aliens hesitated, unsure where the real threat was, suspense at its peak. Every second stretching like minutes, the humans exploiting alien hesitation, turning fear into power. Meanwhile, from the rooftops, snipers and squads coordinated attacks, targeting key alien positions, using knowledge of alien weaknesses gathered from previous battles. Strategy and intelligence guiding every action. Civilians evacuated safely under cover. Tension high as one wrong shot could expose them. Humans proving that brains could match brute force. Jason moved forward, guiding a small squad to the heart of the trap. Sensors showing alien communication disruptions. Alarms blaring on their side. Confusion spreading. Suspense gripping the scene as humans lured more aliens into the ambush. Commander Elena watched from the command center, monitoring every movement, coordinating support. Humans are strong, humans are smart, and humans never give up. Today's strategy wins, she whispered, as humans' traps worked perfectly. Aliens falling into carefully planned positions. Humans striking from shadows, exploiting weaknesses, and forcing the alien forces to retreat slowly. Their formation broken, the tide of battle shifting. The suspense building as the humans realized that for the first time, they could actually win. Jason's squad faced the final wave in the trap, the largest alien patrol yet. Heavily armed, moving with precision, but the humans were ready. Coordinating attacks, timing movements, and using every trick learned from previous battles. Mara and the others placed explosive traps, creating chaos, the aliens faltering. Confusion spreading through their ranks. Humans taking advantage, striking where they were weakest. Suspense almost unbearable as the final moments of the trap unfolded. Every life at stake, every decision critical. As night fell, the city echoed with distant sounds of retreating alien ships. Humans victorious in their first real strategic battle, exhaustion mixed with exhilaration. Hearts pounding, smiles breaking through fatigue. A first true turning point achieved. Commander Elena spoke over the comlink, her voice full of pride. Humans have learned. Humans have adapted. Humans have struck with intelligence. Today's strategy won the battle, but the war continues. And humans will fight until victory is ours. Jason looked over the city, exhausted but alive, realizing that this was proof that humans could outsmart even the most powerful enemy. Suspense lingering as the aliens regrouped, planning their next move. In the shadows, alien commanders observed the human success, noting their clever strategies, understanding that brute force alone would not win the war. The tension rising for the next battle, suspense building as humans had proven they could fight back, using brains, courage, and strategy. The cliffhanger, promising that the next confrontation would test humans' limits even further, with even greater danger, higher stakes, and the potential for ultimate victory or devastating loss. The sky above New Haven was dark and heavy. Alien ships filling every horizon, their massive shapes blocking the sunlight, engines humming with deadly precision. Humans prepared for what could be the last stand. The city had been scarred, buildings shattered, streets littered with debris, but humanity's spirit had never been stronger. Commander Elena stood before her officers, eyes sharp, voice calm but determined. This is it. Humans have survived every strike. Humans have adapted, and today, humans will fight for every street, every life, every inch of this world. Tension filled the room, the audience sensing the stakes higher than ever. Jason and his squad moved through the streets, carrying weapons, coordinating with other squads, hearts pounding with adrenaline and fear, every step taken carefully, knowing that one wrong move could cost them everything. Civilians were being evacuated under cover, barricades and traps set in every alley, humans working together like never before. The alien forces descended faster, stronger, more numerous than anything humans had faced before. Lasers cutting through buildings, explosions shaking the earth, chaos spreading across the city, suspense building with every heartbeat. Dr. Kiran monitored the alien movements from the command center, tracking communications, shields, and patrols. Commander, they are coordinating faster, adapting to our strategies. But humans have learned. Humans have traps. Humans have intelligence. We can win this if we stay clever and focused. Elena nodded. Then humans act, humans strike, humans survive. Today, strategy meets strength, and humans will prove they are unstoppable. Plans were sent to every squad, traps coordinated, escape routes prepared, and humans steeled themselves for the battle of a lifetime. Jason's squad encountered the first wave of alien patrols in a narrow street. Lasers cutting through walls, debris falling from buildings. Civilians screaming for help, the squad moved with precision, using shadows, cover, and decoys, explosions and traps disorienting the aliens. Suspense at its peak as every second could be their last. Jason noticed patterns in the aliens' movements, slight hesitations, repeated rhythms, guiding his squad to strike at the perfect moments, humans exploiting every weakness, turning fear and danger into opportunity. Meanwhile, from the rooftops, sniper squads and heavy weapon teams coordinated attacks, targeting alien commanders and key positions, explosions lighting the night sky, fire spreading in controlled patterns to block alien movement, civilians moving safely through hidden paths, humans showing that intelligence and courage could outmatch brute force. Suspense rising as the aliens pressed forward relentlessly, but humans adapted faster than expected, learning, evolving, striking with deadly precision. The largest alien assault yet arrived in the city square. Massive ships hovering, sending down troops in overwhelming numbers, lasers cutting through everything, buildings collapsing, humans barely holding their ground. Jason and his squad moved strategically, traps set, explosives ready, coordinated signals guiding every attack. Mara threw herself into danger to divert a group of aliens, her sacrifice saving dozens of civilians. Suspense unbearable, the audience holding every breath, feeling the stakes higher than ever. Back at the command center, Elena and Dr. Kiran coordinated every movement, analyzing the battlefield in real time. Humans are strong. Humans are clever. Humans fight with hearts and minds. This is our moment, Elena whispered, sending orders to the squads, knowing that every decision could turn the battle. Humans working as one, every action calculated, every strike strategic, suspense building as the aliens began to falter under human ingenuity. Confusion spreading through their ranks. Jason saw the alien commander on the battlefield, massive, terrifying, surrounded by elite soldiers. The final challenge looming, he signaled to the squads. This is it. Humans strike together. Humans fight as one. Humans win because we think, we adapt. We survive. Traps triggered, explosions and lasers creating chaos, humans moving swiftly, striking at weak points, civilians evacuated safely, every second a test of courage, endurance, and intelligence, suspense gripping every moment. The alien commander hesitated, sensing humans' coordination, intelligence, and courage. Their massive forces disorganized, the humans pressing the advantage, finally finding a critical weakness in the alien formation. Jason led the squad into the decisive strike. Mara's earlier sacrifice inspiring everyone. Humans pushing forward with everything they had. Laser fire, explosives, and strategy combining. Suspense at its peak as victory and death balanced on a knife's edge. Finally, with a massive coordinated attack, the alien forces faltered, ships retreating, troops falling back. The humans had survived. Humans had outsmarted the invaders. The city battered but not broken. Commander Elena spoke over the comlink, her voice full of pride and relief. Humans have done the impossible. Humans fought with intelligence, courage, and strategy. Humans have proven that no force can break us. Today humans win, but we must remain vigilant. Humanity endures. Jason looked over the battlefield, exhausted but triumphant, hearts pounding, realizing that the war had reached its climax. Humans had turned fear into power, strategy into victory, and courage into legend. In the shadows, alien commanders observed from afar, recognizing that brute force alone would never defeat humans. Suspense lingering as the audience realizes the next story will focus on humans rebuilding, recovering, and reflecting on the cost of victory. The cliffhanger promising resolution, reflection, and the final human triumph in Part 7. The first light of dawn broke over New Haven, casting a pale glow on the ruined streets, smoke still rising from collapsed buildings. Fires slowly dying, but the city was alive. Humans moving cautiously through the wreckage, tending to the wounded, salvaging supplies, rebuilding walls, and clearing debris. The sound of silence was broken by distant sirens, and the murmurs of relief and determination. Commander Elena stood on a high rooftop, surveying the city, her face tired but proud. Humans have survived. Humans have fought. Humans have won. But the work is not over, she whispered, her eyes scanning every street for signs of alien return. Jason and his squad moved through the streets, helping civilians, carrying supplies, repairing barricades, and checking for survivors. Every movement careful, but filled with hope. The city may have been scarred, but humanity's spirit was stronger than ever. Children were reunited with parents, neighbors helped each other, and humans smiled for the first time in days. Small victories giving them strength. Jason paused for a moment, looking at the sunrise breaking through the smoke, thinking of all they had lost and all they had fought for. The weight of responsibility heavy, but his heart filled with pride. Dr. Kiran monitored alien energy readings from the command center. Commander, the alien fleets have retreated. Their communications disrupted. Humans have forced them to withdraw. But sensors still detect faint signals. The aliens are watching. They may return. Elena nodded. Then humans remain vigilant. Humans rebuild. Humans learn. Every victory is a lesson. Every loss a warning. The war may be over for now, but humans will never stop protecting what they have earned. Suspense still lingered, as even in victory, the unknown could strike. The audience feeling the tension mixed with relief. Throughout the city, humans celebrated quietly. Small groups sharing stories of survival, courage, and sacrifice. Mara's bravery remembered. Soldiers and civilians alike, honoring those who had given their lives. Humans realizing that strategy, intelligence, and courage had been the true weapons against the alien siege. Jason and his squad helped evacuate survivors from a collapsed building, hearts heavy but determination unbroken. Every human action, proving that no force could crush the spirit of humanity. Elena walked through the command center, watching officers coordinate rebuilding efforts, her mind reflecting on the lessons learned. Humans are clever. Humans are brave. Humans never give up. Every challenge we face makes us stronger. Every enemy we defeat teaches us to be smarter. This victory is ours because humans think, humans adapt. Humans fight together, she said quietly, the audience sensing both triumph and lingering suspense, knowing that even after victory, vigilance is humanity's ally. Jason returned to the rooftop. Looking over the city, smoke still rising, streets slowly coming alive with movement, survivors tending to the wounded, rebuilding walls and salvaging supplies. The alien ships gone for now, but the memory of battle lingering. He clenched his fists, feeling pride and responsibility, thinking of every life saved, every life lost, and the sacrifices made. Humans survive because we are brave, because we are smart, because we never stop fighting, he whispered. The city alive with quiet hope, the suspense of the unknown still present. But humanity stronger than ever. Meanwhile, in the distance, alien scouts were still watching, their massive ships hovering far above, analyzing humans' victories and strategies. The war may have paused, but the aliens were not defeated entirely. Suspense lingered as the audience realized that vigilance and strategy would always be humanity's greatest tools, and that every victory came with responsibility and awareness. As night fell, humans gathered in safe zones, sharing food, laughter, and stories. Children playing cautiously, soldiers smiling for the first time, and leaders planning the future. Commander Elena addressed the people over the comlink, her voice strong and inspiring. Humans have fought and survived. Humans have learned and adapted. Humans have proven that intelligence, courage, and unity are the greatest weapons we possess. We will rebuild, we will protect, and we will continue to thrive. The war may be over for now, but the human spirit endures forever. The audience left with a sense of triumph, hope, and lingering suspense, the story closing on the ultimate victory of humanity. Jason stood on the rooftop one last time, looking at the city below, heart still beating fast from the battles, the memories of fear, sacrifice, and courage flooding his mind. He smiled softly, knowing that humans had faced the impossible, outsmarted a superior enemy, and survived, the sun rising higher, casting light over the city, the promise of a new beginning. The suspense of the future still present, but the certainty that humans endure, humans fight, and humans win.